I can't even call it procrastinating at this point. I'm just straight up jeopardizing my future. Have you ever seen a post online that got you so mad and angry because of how unfortunately true and relatable it is? Well, this was the post for me. I've struggled with procrastination a lot in my life, and in the last 1 or 2 years, I've tried to consciously work on it. Recently, I thought, what if I acted on every idea or task that my brain threw at me all day long? What if I didn't procrastinate at all? Well, I challenged myself with that. No procrastination for 7 days. So the idea of this challenge was that whenever I thought of a task, I would do it with a few rules. For example, if I'm already working on one task and then I think of another task, well, I can't do the other task, at least not immediately. Now, I've completed this challenge, and for the most part, I did great. I still procrastinated somewhere, but this whole challenge was great, and it showed me how beautiful life can be if I didn't procrastinate. Well, I just want to share with you what day 1 to day 7 look like doing this challenge. Okay, so I just got up from bed and I finally want to try out this no procrastination challenge that I've been thinking about for a while. I'll be doing this for a week. Today is day 1. I'm curious what this challenge would look like and the many things that I'm going to accomplish. So, day 1. The first day was good. Means that excitement you feel when you just start something. But how long would that excitement last? Well, I had a couple of things written down. Then all through the day, my brain started thinking of things that I've procrastinated on in the past. Now, I got a couple of things done during this day, but one thing that I'm really proud of that I did on impulse was one time I went to the kitchen to do something, and then I tried to get a storage container, and then my brain just goes, what if you organize these storage containers so it looks better? I almost procrastinated, but then I was thinking of the good story I would want to tell when making this video, so that was my motivation. And then I went on to organize the storage containers. This was so much fun, and this tiny improvement in my kitchen made it easier and even just enjoyable to get storage containers. I also read a few pages of a book as I had planned for the day, and I also responded to all my WhatsApp DMs, which I have been procrastinating for a couple of days. And to the next day. Usually when I work from home or during the weekend, I delay my showers until later. I would just brush my teeth and then already get on with either work or whatever I have to do. But many times I've realized that when I have morning showers, I feel more energized and even motivated to do things. But you see, I still keep procrastinating because I could have my shower later. Well, now my brain goes, you're doing a no procrastination challenge. How about you don't procrastinate having your showers? So for day 2 and the subsequent days that followed, I had my showers early in the morning. I'm really proud of that. So I also did many other things on impulse, but one thing I am proud of doing on impulse was working on a video idea that I have been thinking about for a while. Just to give you a bit of what that video idea looks like, in Nigeria we have something called Bend Down Select, which is where you can go to get second-hand clothes. And here in Netherlands you have something called thrift shopping, which is in many ways similar to Bend Down Select, but there is a cultural difference in how these things are perceived. For example, in Nigeria, Bend Down Select is perceived as you're poor, while here, thrift shopping is perceived as you got a good deal. Anyways, I'll give more details when I make the video, but this was something I've been thinking about for a while, and on day 2, I started working on the script. I didn't want to procrastinate anymore. I had my brother in Nigeria take a few videos of what Bend Down Select looks like in Nigeria, and I did some research, and I think after this video, that's probably the video that would go next. So the next day, I had church in the morning, and afterwards I had an interview with a friend, Gift. In the interview, she shared how she brought her partner here to the Netherlands. It's currently live on YouTube if you are interested. That day was quite a busy day. I arrived home by I think 5 or 6 p.m. So a big part of my day was already gone, but still in the spirit of no procrastination, I started working on the video immediately. Usually when I make interviews with people, when it comes to editing, organizing and the rest, I usually push that a few days later. Sometimes because I'm tired, other times because I'm just jeopardizing my future. But this time around I thought, why not just work on the video immediately, and that was what I did. I got on the video immediately, started editing and putting things together, and even that same day I was already done with the draft. When I even shared this with Gift, she was like, wow, so fast. Of course, I'm currently not procrastinating. I got the video live on YouTube the following day, Monday. Yeah, that's something I am proud of, and hopefully I can continue with that as I make more interviews. Now for day 4 and day 5, I couldn't really not procrastinate, and that's because I was just busy. With day 4, for example, after my 9 to 5, I went for a picnic with some friends, and I was there till I think 9 to 10 p.m. I was already tired from the day. I still got a couple of things done, but I spent most of my time not at home. Day 5 was also similar. After my 9 to 5, I had to do some relationship duties. So my partner wasn't feeling well, so I had to go over to her place, take care of her as a good partner that I am. So I didn't really have a lot of time to myself to not procrastinate. Even though I still got a lot of things done and I could still do a few things at home when I arrived, it wasn't like the other days where I probably spent a lot of time at home and I could do many things in my house. Now moving on to day 6 and day 7, I was lazy. I wasn't really conscious about not procrastinating. So yesterday was day 6 and today was day 7, and to be very honest, I procrastinated a bit more. The reason for this is that yesterday and today it's just been chaotic for me. I just wasn't feeling the best. I just felt demotivated for other reasons. So I just played games even when I knew that I had to do other things. At this point, I felt defeated with the challenge, but then I thought I could do my day 6 and day 7 again. And that's what I did. So day 6, which was a Saturday, was very productive. The previous day I went for a wedding, so going into Saturday I was already tired the first few hours of the day. There's this project I've been thinking about for a while now, and I've been procrastinating. I keep asking myself, oh, where do I start from? What are the tools I need? And I just keep pushing it away and away. But then on this day I thought, well, don't procrastinate anymore. So I picked up the project. I wish I could share the project already, but it's confidential for now. But I was able to make a lot of progress on this project. At some point, I even took like a 1 hour, 2 hours break just to game, and then I got back into the project. Although I couldn't really act on impulse for other things because I was so focused on this project. I mean, at some point I probably did the dishes instead of procrastinating. At some other point I probably did something instead of procrastinating, but there was a huge focus on this project, and yes, I'm really proud of that. Now moving on to Sunday, the last day of this challenge, it was similar to day 4 and day 5 where I was really busy because I went to church, then afterwards I went for a friend's proposal. I was the photographer. I was hiding in the bush and taking nice pictures along with my partner. She's like my assistant photographer. Afterwards I went for dinner at my partner's family's place. I think I arrived home by like 10 or so. At this point I was still tired, but as a way to still end the challenge on a good note, I decided to not procrastinate and continue with the project that I was working on from the previous day. And by Monday, the day after, the project was already in good shape. I didn't even believe that I could already have the project at that state for something I didn't even know how to start. Yeah, that was how day 1 to day 7, well, day 1 to day 9 with 2 cheat days, that's how it looked like with this challenge. So while editing this video, I realized that I did 8 days instead of 7 days because I skipped day 6 and day 7, but day 6 and day 7 was Wednesday and Thursday, not Thursday and Friday. So which means I did Friday, then I did Saturday and Sunday, which in the video was day 6 and day 7 instead of day 7 and day 8. So I actually did 8 days. But who cares? And it was fun. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it really showed me how beautiful life can be if you're not procrastinating. If you're just doing things as you think of them. You want to clean something, do it. You want to organize something, do it. You want to work on a project, just do it and not procrastinate. I recommend that you try out a challenge like this, and I would love to hear what your experience is like. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next challenge or in the video about bend down select and thrift shopping.